Alright, so in this video, we are going to spread love because it's the Brooklyn way. Let's check it out. Alright, what is going on YouTube? FLO is back in the building. And as you can see, I'm out here with some of the usual suspects. It is currently mid-December, and we got the road captain out here as well as Bung. The Bung, the man in black, the usual crew. And yeah, that's right, mid-December, it is toy run season. You know, and I love this part of the year, especially for bikers, because you get to kind of see some of the common stereotypes around bikers start to be demystified. And one of those is that bikers are not good people, are just a bunch of mean guys sticking their chests out and revving engines, and that is not the case. Bikers are actually some of the most compassionate and giving people that I know, and this time of year is one of the times of years where we see that. So where we're going right now is actually over to the St. Chris Toy Run, which is actually one of the first group rides, like major, like 100 bike group rides I've ever done. Back when I was cutting my teeth on a Sportster back in 2015, my dad decided that it was time for me to attend my first group ride, brought me over to that giant group run, and I had some success there. I was able to handle it, while also doing a good thing for the kids. But yeah, it's tradition that we do that ride every year. You know, it does culminate at a children's hospital with a lot of kids that could just use a little bit of kindness and a little bit of support around this time of year. And it's just always been good to kind of do the right thing, especially at a time of year where a lot of people could just use a little bit more support. And this year, with how crazy 2020 has been, that has only been amplified. So obviously, we're living in 2020 in the age of the pandemic virus that is new to humankind, so, you know, you don't have to be a scientist to know that it is not a good idea to amass a gathering of people and bring them to a children's hospital. Probably not the best thing. So this year, what they're doing is they're just having a little drop-off thing. So we have our toys, of course, in the Ultra Classic. My bike with these Thrashin Supply Essential Bags are not going to be able to fit any substantial toys unless we had some like gift cards or something, but I don't think the kids want gift cards. So of course, leave it to the guy with the bagger. And at this point in the video, are you that guy with the bagger that your friends always say, hey, is it okay if I shed this layer and put it in your bags? Or hey, do you have tools? Or hey, can I just put this water bottle because you have a bagger? Are you that guy amongst your friends? There's always that one guy. Listen, what I'll say is I try to return the favor when I got my Leatherpros on my lowrider. That I try to be very generous with my friends if anyone needs to put anything in a bag. What goes around comes around. Which again, speaking of which, is why this tradition is very important, and I'm glad that we could still find a way to do it safely. You know, this is actually the 6th year that we would be participating in this run, so we've been doing this for a while at this point, and I'm just glad that the folks who are running it found a way to do it safely where we could still do a good thing for the kids this year and, you know, not get anyone sick needlessly. So yeah, that's kind of the situation. And you know, I made the title of the video quite vague, which is just spread love, it's the Brooklyn way. And the day kind of started in that vein because I'm on the 06 Dyna. You know, the absolute beast, no mercy, insane Dyna that scares me every day I ride it. And I started this morning and just doesn't want to turn over. You know, and I know the clicks. It's clearly the battery.
Flashback. End of flashback.
And I'm like, oh man. So I give my neighbor a call, and this is, mind you, like 8 in the morning, and I clearly had just woken him up, so I'm feeling really bad about that. And like I could see that he's like, you know, just waking up, and I'm like, man, what am I doing? I'm like waking this guy up on his weekend to come give me a jump so I could go out and ride. But then I thought about it, and I was like, man, I'm trying to do a good thing today, trying to go support the kids. I got to get this bike running. So there's a bakery across the street from where my bike was broken down, and I saw this guy pulled up in a utility van. He was unloading a bunch of baguettes. I didn't know this guy. You know, I let him unload his bread. And then I flagged him over, and I was just like, yo, dude, this is a situation, can I get a jump? Dude doesn't know me, didn't even bat an eye. He was a very, very stereotypical looking New Yorker too. It's great. He had the Yankees fitted on, you know, he had the serious New York accent. He saw that I needed some help, and the dude came over, gave me a jump, and here we are now, got this thing running. And you know, we were chatting in the meantime. He's telling me about how he's got like a fleet of ATVs out in Middletown, which is up pretty close to the Catskills. We pass by on 17 all the time. But you know, it's like, again, I'm talking about demystifying stereotypes. And a lot of people, especially when I do my bike trips, think that New York is just filled with killers and rampant crime and evil and, you know, all sorts of heinous activity constantly happening, and it's just not the case, man. Like, don't get me wrong, like, there's definitely some crime out here, just like there is everywhere, but for me personally, I see a lot of love and I see a lot of kindness, and I've experienced a lot of it, and I've done my best to try to give some of that back too. So yeah, man, dude didn't even know me. He took some time out of his day. He was working. I'm not working. This is my weekend. And he really made a difference today. And as a result of that, I'm going to be able to make a difference with my family and friends. But, you know, Vongasvat, I could basically say that dude is family at this point. You know, he looks so much like me. Like, we're like the same height and the same build. So there's been times that he's rolled up at my parents' house and they thought it was me. You know, we got the same bike and the same helmet, so you can confuse us if you're not paying attention. But yeah, shout out to that guy, and just shout out to New York in general. We have a lot of good people out here. We have a lot of good bikers out here, and we have a lot of acts of compassion happening at all times to support people in need. The only thing that I ask myself, especially this year, is how can I do more? And how can I do more for my community? So I think I said this in a previous video, but I'll say it in this one too. One initiative that I'm taking in 2021 is I want to start taking 10% of my Patreon proceeds, and I'm going to start donating that to support youth homelessness out in Brooklyn. So that's one initiative I'm taking, to not just have it be this time of year that we're doing some sort of act of compassion, but have it be something that's ongoing and all year, because we're always going to have folks in need. But here it is, St. Chris Toy Run, people dropping off their toys, saying what's up, and that's cool. You know, for a little drop off, I think that's a pretty good turnout. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. There he goes. Santa Claus on 2 wheels. Much love, Dad. But yeah, usually this lot would be packed with bikes, but today, you know, it's quite a different year. It's quite a different scenario, you know, and it just kind of is what it is. You know, we're doing the best we can. The folks who put this on are doing the best they can. Shout out to the road captain for taking care of that and making the best use of his bagger. Shout out to all the folks that put this on. In one sense, I could look at this empty lot and I could be sad and say, man, I'm just going to be sad that this is the year that it is and that we can't do what we usually do, which is a giant group ride. But in another sense, I'm activating my PMA and I'm deciding to look at this in quite a different way, which is we're dealing with a very challenging time here in New York and on planet Earth in general, and we are using creativity and compassion to still make change out here. And that's what all these people out here are doing, ourselves included. And that's the way I choose to look at it. You know, it's inspiring to me, like I said before, to keep going and find ways to continue to find acts of compassion that I can take a part in to make this city, this state, this world just a little bit better. But yeah, usually this would follow with, you know, last year, if you followed me, a nice little holiday montage where I actually had a unicorn tied to my sissy bar.
Flashback. Of flashback.
And that's what I delivered to the kids. So it's definitely a different vibe, but again, it's just a day where I'm proud to be a New Yorker. I'm proud to be a biker. And I just hope that all of you watching, you know, even though we are all facing challenges right now of different levels of magnitude, but all I know is I'm being challenged too this year in ways I don't even want to get into. But I always feel my strongest where I can find a way to be kind in some way or compassionate in some way. Because you've heard the quote before, it's the title of the video, spread love, it's the Brooklyn way. But I have another one that I haven't shared as much that also is one that definitely I think about and try to apply to my life, which is actually from Morrissey of the Smiths. And this one says, it's so easy to laugh, it's so easy to hate, but it takes strength to be gentle and kind. And I definitely feel that today. I am 100% strongest on the days where I can be kind and compassionate to others. And I'm sure many of you out there will agree with me. So I guess I bring it out there to you guys, you know, this year is crazy. It's hard to do holiday charity runs when we're not really having the same capacity for gatherings and group rides. But I guess I would ask you guys, like, what are you doing this year in place of your group runs? Maybe you guys are still finding creative ways to do, you know, your holiday charity rides or whatever it is. But leave it in the comments. Love to hear what you guys are doing to kind of give back during this time of year. Because I'll tell you what, man, bikers, some of the most compassionate, strongest people that I know. And I'm sure you all are a part of that. But as always, I hope you all enjoyed it. Very, very different holiday run this year. But I'm very happy to have still done it and overcome the challenging circumstances for the kids. With my dad. Love you, Dad. I can't believe that it's been 6 years of this. Here's to 6 more. And likewise, much love to my brother, my twin, Vongus. I'm glad you could join us for this very impromptu toy run this year. But But that's all I got. We're gonna enjoy the rest of this Sunday. Quite warm for mid-December before we're about to get some crazy blizzard. And yeah. Shout out to this dude. Yeah. We could do this all day, Bogaswat. We could do this all day if you want to go shot for shot. Alright, but we're going to enjoy the rest of our ride. Stay safe out there. Stay low. Listen to the bad brains. Embrace PMA, a positive mental attitude, every day, every moment. And that's it, man. Do it for the kids. Support youth in need. Support anyone in need if you have the capacity. And on that,